Okay, today we are diving into something absolutely massive. Literally. We're talking about the Roman Empire. Now, you already know the big names and the myths, right? So today, we're skipping past all that. We're going to focus purely on the jaw-dropping historical accomplishments that honestly built Western civilization as we know it. We'll see how one single city in Italy managed to snowball into a superpower that completely dominated the Mediterranean, leaving us this incredible legacy of innovation, architecture, and law. It's a wildly fascinating ride, so let's just jump right in.
Okay, let's dive into this. 45. So, what does that number actually mean? Well, in the ancient world, communication, travel, military movements, the whole shebang moved at a max speed of about 45 kilometers a day. To put that into perspective, that's basically the speed of a leisurely Sunday afternoon bicycle ride. Because getting from point A to point B took so much longer back then, the Roman Empire felt insanely huge. If you measure it by travel time for regular people, the empire was arguably 10 times larger to its citizens than it even looks on a map. No way, right? It's just a really fun fact that puts the monumental, almost unimaginable task of running this vast territory into perspective.
And I mean, just look at the sheer mind-boggling scale of it all, right here. By the early 2nd century, we're talking around 117 AD, the empire hit its absolute peak. Think about this. If you were a Roman citizen back then, you could literally start a road trip in the rain-soaked hills of Britain, travel all the way across Europe, cut through the Middle East, and end up on the sunny shores of the Persian Gulf. And you would never, not even once, leave Roman territory. The Mediterranean Sea basically became a highly protected, private Roman lake. It was a complete game changer for seaborne commerce and mixing cultures.
Of course, an empire of that epic scale didn't just pop up overnight. It took centuries of strategic brilliance. So let's move in to Section 1, Republic to Golden Age, Rise of an Empire.
So looking at this timeline, you can really see the major leaps in Rome's evolution. Way back in 509 BC, the Republic is founded, a totally revolutionary government system. They expand. Things kick into high gear around 264 BC with the Punic Wars, locking down Mediterranean trade. But let's fast forward a bit. The Republic eventually hits some complex economic bumps, which leads us to the big one, 27 BC. That is when Augustus Caesar takes the reins. He unifies this massive territory and officially kicks off the imperial age as Rome's first true emperor. He sets up a civil service, locks down the rule of law, and perfectly sets the stage for Rome's maximum expansion. And the absolute crowning achievement of Augustus and the guys who followed him was the Pax Romana. Literally translating to Roman peace, this was a frankly magical 2-century run of unprecedented prosperity and stability. Just imagine it. For 200 years, millions of people living in relative harmony. The Pax Romana introduced uniform money, which, as you can guess, absolutely skyrocketed trade. It guaranteed safe travel, leveled out social classes, and massively boosted the economy. Just a true golden era where Roman culture spread like wildfire across the known world. And all that prosperity paved the way for some seriously monumental engineering. Which brings us to Section 2, Master Builders, Roman Innovations. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the meticulous paving of the road here. The Romans figured out pretty quickly that to manage a massive empire, you absolutely have to connect the distant corners. So, what did they do? They built this astonishing network of stone-paved highways stretching across the landscape. These weren't just dirt paths. These roads guaranteed safe travel for merchants, totally revolutionized trade, and allowed Roman culture to rapidly spread out to faraway places like Gaul and the British Isles. But okay, their absolute secret engineering superpower, the Roman arch. Before the Romans came along, buildings were super limited by how much weight a straight wall could hold up. Enter the Roman arch. It was this revolutionary curved structure that distributed weight outwards and downwards. This allowed for massive, super stable, weight-bearing constructions. Suddenly, builders are creating these huge open interiors and building taller and stronger than anyone in history had ever even attempted. And you can see exactly how they use that arch technology right here to solve huge logistical problems. Look at this massive, multi-tiered aqueduct. By using the continuous support of those arches, they created these incredible structures that literally piped fresh water from distant mountain springs right into the middle of crowded cities. I mean, this pioneered early public health systems. It supplied fresh water for public baths and sanitation. It was an absolute game changer for urban living. And if you want the ultimate proof of Rome's architectural genius, just look at these two absolute icons. On the left, you have the stunning Pantheon, and on the right, the monumental Colosseum.
The Pantheon, with that massive unreinforced dome, which by the way is still an architectural marvel today, and the Colosseum, basically the ultimate entertainment venue of the ancient world. They are just enduring testaments to the spectacular, soaring heights of Roman engineering.
Now, sometimes all that engineering ambition went straight into pure, unimaginable opulence. Let's talk about Emperor Nero's Domus Aurea, or the Golden House. This colossal palace covered a huge chunk of Rome, and what's absolutely wild here is that the sheer scale of this place demanded completely new revolutionary construction methods just to hold up its extravagant jewel-encrusted ceilings. Honestly, it was the absolute peak of Roman extravagance, and it shows just how far they were willing to push the limits of their architectural prowess. But hey, the Romans didn't just leave behind cool buildings, they built the cultural foundations of the West. Let's move to Section 3, Culture and Law, Roman Daily Life. The contributions of ancient Rome are literally everywhere in our modern world. First off, language. Latin evolved into the Romance languages, French, Spanish, Italian, you name it. Then, public health. They were all about public baths and water systems to keep folks healthy. Literature. Epic works like Virgil's Aeneid completely set the standard for storytelling. And then, perhaps the biggest one, law. The Romans developed the 12 Tables, which gave us the revolutionary legal principle of innocent until proven guilty. Yep, that foundational concept of modern justice, totally a Roman invention. Culturally, the empire also went through this monumental shift in how people understood the world. For centuries, Roman mythology was the very fabric of society, a really rich polytheistic system with gods like Jupiter, Venus, and Apollo. But then, an incredible transformation happens. Christianity, originally spread by early apostles, starts growing vastly in popularity. Ultimately, Emperor Constantine converts to this monotheistic faith and legalizes it, and eventually, Christianity becomes the official state religion, turning the church into a massive unifying moral force across Western Europe.
Now, managing a superpower of this size eventually required some seriously brilliant administrative changes, which leads us to Section 4, A Tale of Two Halves, Dividing the Empire.
Historians love to call this period the crisis of the 3rd century, but let's just frame it simply as a time of challenging adjustments. The empire was facing this perfect storm of economic shifts, inflation, and intense pressure on the borders from newly unified groups. It was a moment that absolutely demanded a fresh approach to imperial management. It essentially forced Roman leaders to completely rethink how to govern their massive world. And the brilliant management solution came from Emperor Diocletian. He looked at the map and realized, okay, this is just too big to run from one place. So he stabilized the whole thing by splitting the administration into 2 distinct halves. You had the Western Roman Empire, still administered from Italy, but over time it hit some administrative hurdles and transitioned into new kingdoms around 476 AD. But the Eastern Roman Empire? That was a completely different story. Run from the deeply wealthy, highly secure capital of Constantinople, it didn't just survive, it absolutely thrived. And this is a fascinating, often overlooked fact. The Eastern Roman Empire, what we now call the Byzantine Empire, did not fall when the West transitioned. It survived, keeping Roman culture, law, and government alive for an entire millennium. Literally, it thrived for another 1,000 years all the way to 1453. So whenever we think of Rome, we have to remember that a massive, vibrant half of it just kept on shaping the Eastern Mediterranean for another 10 centuries. Insane, right? So, why does all of this still matter so much today? Let's bring it full circle in our final section, Section 5, The Eternal Legacy, Rome's Impact Today. So the crucial point is this. As this quote highlights, so many of Western civilization's symbols, metaphors, words, and idealized images come directly from ancient Roman mythology and culture. Whether we're talking about the architecture of our modern government buildings, the very letters in our alphabet, or how we structure our modern republics, Roman ideas are permanently, inextricably woven into modern life. They didn't just build an empire out of dirt and stone, you know? They built an empire of ideas. Which leaves me with a thought I really want you to carry with you today. From the language you speak, to the roads you drive on, all the way to the very laws you trust to protect your rights, how much of your daily life is actually Roman? Next time you step outside, take a look around. You might just marvel at the invisible, awe-inspiring fingerprints of the Roman Empire that surround you every single day. Thanks so much for joining us on this explainer, and keep exploring the amazing history that built our world.
Hey everybody, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.